Let's go to Ira right now. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side. Man, that was quite the interview with Ted, huh?
Man, there's only one speed with Ted. Man, he goes. I was just sat here and watched this and said, man, my interview is going to totally suck compared to that.
No, not at all, man. I mean, the video, first of all, let's talk about that. And before we even talk about that, let's talk about your friendship with the great Charlie Daniels. You're a longtime friend of his. I know he passed away 5 years ago this past Sunday. Talk to us about your friendship with him and how he encouraged you, maybe inspired you as well.
Well, we spent a great night last night at the Grand Ole. Caught up with everybody. Was up with Charlie Jr. and Hazel, his widow, and Charlie to me was. I wrote a song for Charlie. He was supposed to cut it, and he passed away before he did, called "Jesus and John Wayne." And to me, Charlie was a little bit of Jesus and a little bit of John Wayne. I mean, he helped save my life. I'm sober now. I've been sober for many, many years. But back in the day, in the Trick Pony days, I was a wild man. I was what Ted didn't want to be back in the day. And Charlie called me in his dressing room, and I was trying to get my band together, and he goes, "No, Charlie just wants to see you." And he brought me in the dressing room, and he noticed the look in my eye, and probably my hands were shaking back then because uh, I was self-medicating pretty good back in the day. And he looked at me and goes, "I know that look in your eye, and I know that I've had those hands shake." And he goes, "There's a better way, son." He goes, "You ain't fooling me. There ain't a drug I haven't taken or a drink I haven't drank." He goes, "Man, I used to hang out with the Skinner boys. I know this." And he said, "Do you mind if I pray for you?" And when you hear somebody say that, you expect them to pray for you later. And this has only happened two times in my life. And I said, "No, go ahead." And he took his hat off and took a knee and put his hands on me, and he prayed for me to find a better way. And years later, I opened up for Charlie, and I was sober by then, and I hadn't seen Charlie since back when I was a train wreck. And he walked up to me and put his hands on my shoulders. He looked me in the eye and said, "I can see you now. Look at you." And man, I'm trying not to get emotional. Just think about it, man. He was a great guy. He loved God, family, country. He backed our troops, the boys in blue. He loved our Constitution, First Amendment, Second Amendment, and he loved the words written in red. And I looked up to him. He was more than a man. He was a lifestyle and a savior to me. He was great.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome to hear that story and to see that, finding your true self within that moment, and also faith and Charlie just being the guy that it seems, I don't know if everybody knew that about Charlie Daniels. They knew that he's a patriotic guy. They know that he's on the right side of history. But as we're tackling it right here on this July 9th, 2025, to get that full context from a story like that is pretty powerful stuff. So you must feel really honored when you and Ted Nugent had the music video that we played earlier, to be a part of that, to write this song. What would Charlie Daniels do? Must be pretty awesome, isn't it?
Well, for his widow and his son to come up to me last night, and they said they teared up when they saw it, and I said it's the least I could do to pay homage to that man. And I tell you, it all started. I look out, I look at the news today, or shoot, just driving down the road. That first line of that song, getting flipped off by a guy in a Prius, it was actually a dude in a white Porsche. That's what started this. And every time I run into stuff like that, and I look out I hear somebody say something, or there's a lot of hate out there. There's just a lot of division, and I think all the time, what would Charlie do? It used to be you do your thing and I'll do mine, but now it seems like you do your thing, I'll do mine, and you're going to go out of the way to tell me why my thing is different than yours and how I should be living your thing. And that ain't how I am. Just leave me alone and let me do my thing.
Yeah. And then did you say yesterday you were at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville?
Last night, me and my wife went out there. We were invited by the Daniels family, and just a great night, just a great celebration of Charlie's life. 5 years. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
All right. So,
And then
yeah, we're just having a few technical difficulties. Ira Dean of,
and
artist here, country artist, joining us live right now. And Ira, I think what we'll do is we're going to play that video once again for all the viewers that just watched Ted's interview and now yours, because I think it's just something to honor America, honor Charlie Daniels, honor you, honor Ted, because we are all on the right side of history. We really want freedom to be the way it is for our country. We want the right things to happen. We want our country to be saved. Going into those that believe in the Bible, these end times and that kind of thing. We want to be on the right side of history with all this. So, Ira, can you talk to us about that a little bit? The fact that Charlie was a man of faith, and did that encourage you? Was that part of it too for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna not take drugs and be drinking all the time and that kind of thing? Like, what was that story for you?
Man, I've there for a while. I've always been a man of faith, but when you start drinking and you innocently, you start drinking the whiskey, but sooner or later the whiskey starts drinking you, and that's what happened to me. And Charlie reminded me of my faith and how had to get right and hit my knees, and I did, and things happened, and I don't call that a coincidence. I don't call that a coincidence at all. I mean, I tried to quit drinking for many years on my own. It didn't happen, but I tell you what, when I hit my knees and I prayed for it, it happened. And I'm just happy that the video came out, and it's number one on iTunes and all past Lady Gaga and everybody. So I'm just glad that Charlie Daniels' message is going out there, and it's a great reminder of a great man.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's wonderful to see that video. It's wonderful to hear the context about Charlie Daniels and the fact that you were encouraged by Charlie, but also you took it upon yourself to say, you know what, God, I need your help. And he's the one that obviously created everything out of nothing. So the people that are like, oh, it's weak to pray to God, it's like, wait a minute. He created everything out of nothing. I mean, this is someone you want to go to, right?
I tell you, it's you have to have thick skin in the music business to be a conservative and a Christian. And you have to have your give a damn's got to be on E. And thank God my dad raised a man that has both of those qualities. I got thick skin and my give a damn's on E. And I have faith. I believe in the good Lord upstairs. And I believe in our country. And if they don't like it, they can leave me alone.
What you, Ira Dean, and Ted Nugent just spoke about over the past 28 minutes sums up we the people, sums up the right side of history, sums up just telling it like it is, genuine from your heart. We're not reading scripts right now. Isn't that what we need to see more of in this country? Not only from President Trump, we see that with Carolyn Levitt and Stephen Miller and others, but we the people, we outnumber all of everybody anyway. I mean, the majority of our country is on the right side of history. Just your thoughts about that moving forward as we do have the midterm elections in 26, as we're going to have another president come in, and hopefully it's on the right side of history, whoever that is.
Well, I kind of lived life by, growing up, I grew up in a different time, just like you, just like Ted, where there was a line between right and wrong. There was a thin line, and there was right and wrong as bold as letters on a page. And now there seems to be right and wrong divided by like a gray area that's 2 miles wide. And I think at the end of the day, it's right or wrong. What's right and what's wrong? And we got to start doing the right things and living right and coming together. And there's a lot of people letting a lot of evil stuff live in their head rent free, and they need to get rid of that, and we need to come together.
That's right.
But do the right thing. It's really easy. There's truth, lie, right, and wrong. I don't see anything else.
It's such a great point. Both you and Ted today, the words that both of you have spoken today have been what I and others here at the network have spoken at Right Side Broadcasting Network. It's great to hear from people that are solo artists like yourself and Ted to say the same thing that we're saying, and for people to really get on board with it. So, Ira, just any last words here as it's the bottom of the hour, 11:30 on this Wednesday, July 9th, that you'd like to share with the people before we play, once again, that video, What Would Charlie Daniels Do, starring you, Ira Dean, and Ted Nugent. Sir, you have the floor.
Matthew, I want to thank Ted, too, for just but part of the proceeds of this song go to the Journey Home Project. That was Charlie Daniels' charity, the Journey Home Project, and it helps military personnel transition back into civilian life. And so we're giving part of the proceeds to that. So please, if you like the song, go download it. And wanted it that way. And I thank you for speaking truth, logic, and common sense, Matthew. And thanks for having me on.
100%. Ira Dean, sir, thank you again. Hope to see you perform sometime in Nashville. That'd be kind of awesome. Ira, thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.